Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we break down the latest AP poll and give you insights on my updated Power 36. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized, on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.
And then she was late because she said that her tire had got flat. So maybe that she was just probably having a bad day that day and took it out of my head.
On your head?
This is the plaintiff, Diane Hernandez. She says she hired the defendant to put in hair extensions, and the woman ruined her head and scalp in the process. The unruly, unprofessional woman is claiming she did nothing wrong, and is also accusing her of pulling her own hair out. Now she suffers from terrible migraine headaches. Something has to be done to stop this woman from doing the same thing to someone else. And that's why she's here suing her for the $2,175 she's owed. This is the defendant, Nikki Banks. She says she told the plaintiff not to wash her hair after their appointment. She did, and the tape got wet and she had a problem. She told her she'd be there the very next day to fix it, but the plaintiff smeared her name all over social media. She once had a 5-star rating on Facebook. Now, because of the crazy, impatient plaintiff, she has a 3.8 rating. Owe her money? No way. She's accused of causing a hair-raising experience. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $500 for defamation of character.
All parties, please use your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Diana Hernandez, you are suing Nakia Banks, doing business as Lux Hair Studios?
Yes.
Okay, for $2,175 that you say you are owed, $2,000 of it in pain and suffering, and $175 that you paid her for the hair. What happened?
Correct.
Oh, by the way, and you are counterclaiming her for $500 for defaming you on Facebook. Okay, let me hear from you first on your claim.
On October 2nd, I hired Miss Banks to do hair extensions from a place called Thumbtack, a website.
Do you mean a website? Okay.
A website business.
So you type in hairstylist in the search
Correct.
thing, and then it tells you who's in your area?
Yes, they, I guess, send a message to the hairstylist or whatever you're looking for.
And then you two communicate directly?
Yes, correct.
So do you pay a certain amount to have your name on there?
Yes. Well, it's not to have the name on there. You pay a certain amount for each prospective client that you get.
How do you get your name on there?
I submitted my cosmetology license. So I have, and you have to put
And then how do all those comments get up there?
Once you do a service with a customer from Thumbtack, they will go ahead and send that person a
survey.
A survey to say how you did.
Interesting. What a great idea. Go ahead.
Well, she came to my home, and she stood there about an hour, and she put these tape-in extensions.
Had you ever done tape-in extensions?
No, I have not.
What kind of extensions had you done before?
Fusion extensions, and then a sew-in extensions.
So you wanted to try tape?
Yeah, I wanted to try tape.
Okay.
So I found
Did you tell her all this before or no?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I have it all here.
Okay, so go ahead.
And then she came. She stood there, like I said, an hour. And then she was late because she said that her tire had got flat. So maybe that she was just probably having a bad day that day and took it out of my head.
On your head?
Yes.
Okay. So how did she take it out on your head? What was the problem?
Well, she's behind me. I can't see what she's doing behind me. So I had my head down. She was putting tape in, putting the tape across my head, and then adding the weft to the tape.
The what?
Weft.
What's weft?
I actually have a sample of the hair weft. It's the hair that's on the track. So you can purchase the hair without hair being on the track, or they sew the hair to a track so that it's able to.
A track is what, like a long piece?
So these are what the track is here.
That's as wide as a track comes?
They're different lengths. You can
Okay.
measure them and have them cut to customize the person's head.
So when you're taping it, is there actual tape that goes on my head?
It's actually hair tape, and it's
Do you
double-sided.
have a sample of the hair tape?
Of the hair tape, yes.
I'm coming down.
So this is the double-sided hair tape.
Is that a sample of what you used on her hair?
This is the actual one that was used in her hair. I kept it.
Okay. Now, how long? Okay. So a very thin.
You would measure it the size of the hair,
Right.
and then you would put the hair, the weft onto the tape.
So, but what are you taping it to? Her hair?
It's going to the hair.
So when it comes out, how does it come out?
You have a hair dissolvent, a glue
A
dissolvent.
solvent.
A solvent,
Okay,
yeah.
to dissolve it.
So yeah, there's a solvent that you have to use. Otherwise, there's tape. It's glue. It's going to be there. So you have to use a
But
solvent.
how do I get the solvent between the adhesive tape and my hair? How do I get it in there so that it doesn't rip my hair out?
It normally comes in a nozzle. Oh, well, here this is the
whole thing.
solvent
So,
that I do.
you know what I don't see? Men using hair extensions. Or, honest to God, I don't know what's wrong with us. Okay, so can you wash your hair when there's tape in it?
I do tell my clients that I do advise to not have the base of the hair wet within the first 24 hours because you would want to give the glue time to.
And then after that, what can you do?
And then after that, you can wash it. I wouldn't suggest vigorous hair washing, but yeah, you can wash it.
So how do you
And you
exercise
can also,
personal hygiene when you have to? How long does this stuff last?
It lasts a few weeks. You can usually keep it in for maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
And then what starts happening after 2 to 3 weeks?
After 2 to 3 weeks, they will start to slip out, yes.
Okay, so is this a very popular procedure, tape? Because it sounds Neanderthal. Did she ask you for tape, or was that your suggestion?
She asked me about the tape and asked me compare it to the microlinks or to the fusion. Did I think
How do people do with tape?
How well? Not very many people that I have like the tape. Only because of the time frame. You're only able to keep it in, a few weeks, and they would like something a little more permanent.
All right, so you paid $175, and when did you start to see a problem?
First of all, Your Honor, she told me I could wash my hair the same day. She did not say I couldn't wash it.
Did you wash your hair that day?
No, it fell out within the hour.
Just fell out.
Yes, and
no
I
hair
told her
wash.
that.
She
I
said she just
I
went.
didn't wait
Did
days
you
or
call
weeks.
her? How soon did you call her?
Right after she left, within probably 40 minutes.
Okay, and then did she call you right away?
About 2 hours later, she called me and she said that she had one of them that came out.
What day of the week were you doing her hair at her house?
I'm not sure the day of the week, but it was the 2nd of October, I believe.
2nd of October? Was she texting you or calling you?
I can't remember. I want to say that she called me.
Okay, so find the text series on October 2nd. That's what I want to look
I
at.
have all the texts on October 2nd.
Yeah, hand it to my bailiff. Thank you. Go ahead.
And so I tell her, okay, no problem. I can go ahead and fix it. I asked her what was she doing the following morning. She said, yes, okay. We set it up for 9 a.m. for me to come the following day. And 20 minutes later, she texts me and says, they all fell out. So I said, they all
said
fell
the whole
out.
track
Hold on,
fell
can you
out.
stop interrupting her?
I'm driving. I don't want to get a ticket right about now. I don't want to get a ticket for talking on my phone. Can I give you a call around 4 o'clock and we can talk? She tells me that she's on her way to the doctor. She's not going to be able to talk. And I told her, just give me a call when she can. Next thing I know, between Thumbtack, the site that we're on, Yelp, as well as my Facebook page, she starts going on there. She wrote a review, says she wants all her money back. And I said, well, wait a minute. When did it get to this point? I just talked to you a while ago, and we've set up a time for me to come tomorrow morning. And now you're at the point that you've made this review and you want all your money back.
So you feel like she pulled her extensions out because she just said, I'm not dealing with this.
She
I mean,
said
a person who's worried about thinning hair doesn't do that.
That's what she said. She said biggest mistake that she did was she took them out herself.
Did you pull these out? Because I'm kind of finding it hard to believe that all of them fell out. I think that maybe you were testing
It was
them.
a whole track. And as I put water, which she said I could, I didn't put soap, shampoo, conditioner, nothing like that. Just added water because it was so hard. So I was brushing it, and then the whole track came out. What she showed you is actually a tape in how it's supposed to look. What she put in my head didn't even look like that.
What did
I
it
have
look
the pictures.
like? Okay, let me see the pictures.
This is a.
I mean, she didn't
sorry.
pull one track, right?
She put 3 long pieces of tape, stuck the I guess 3 pieces of track on my hair.
Okay.
Okay, and the hair that, I have the hair in my purse right here. The hair that she has here, they don't sell it on her website because I want to know why was it hard when I, and why
But what is it you're saying? I don't understand what you're saying. Where's the lie? What did she do?
Okay, she lied when she said the hair was Brazilian hair.
How do you know that? Prove that to me.
Because she brought the hair in this package.
Right.
Okay, so I contact her hair people to say,
Who are her hair people? The name that's on the package?
Maven.com.
What's Maven.com?
Maven.com is a company that plenty of hairstylists use, and they are distributors for that hair company.
But did you buy it from them yourself?
Yes.
And then you're trying to tell me that what? That you called Maven and they said she didn't buy it from them?
Yeah.
And you have a note from
Yes.
Maven? That they don't sell what? Brazilian hair?
That they don't sell this ultra hair, nor did
Let
she
me see that too.
wet it, and you can see, Judge, that it's hard like a horse hair.
How do you spell Maven?
Mayvenn.
What she's saying is that this is another brand. And what Maven is saying is we don't sell this brand.
I have a lot of hair in my home, so what I do is once I get the hair, instead of just having it just in the open, I put it in a bag so that I have something to keep it in.
What was in the bag before that?
It was a different brand company, Ultra probably. It's a different probably brand company. So
That's kind of funky what you're saying. Okay, why are you suing for $2,000? You had a plan that she was going to come and fix everything tomorrow. You say, you know what? I don't like this.
Because
that's
all
fine. But why aren't you just suing for what you paid her? Why did you have to
Because
up it to 20 times
like
the
I
amount?
said, the weft coming out, it left the tape in my head. And when they had to remove the tape,
Who's they?
I paid a hairstylist to remove it.
Do you have proof of that?
No, I don't.
Do you have a statement
but
from that person?
No, I do not,
Okay,
but I
go
have
on.
pictures from it.
Okay, show me the pictures.
I'm not going to yank
And what
out my
happened?
own hair, Your Honor. That's very painful, what I went through.
All right, so you have a counterclaim against her for $500 because she went on your Facebook page, right? Is it?
Okay,
How's that work?
That's
It
a lie.
was a couple of the social media platforms. One of them was Yelp. She had a friend.
So she put her negative reviews on you.
Well-
Why is that actionable by you for $500?
Well, because at first it wasn't just her negative reviews. That would have been fine if she felt the way, whatever it was that she felt and wanted to make a review about it. She had her boyfriend or someone and 2 other people go
How do you
onto-
know?
Okay, so just so happens the same day that she decides to get her hair extensions done, 3 people that are all.
Wait, one person was a boyfriend. He said exactly who he was.
One person was a boyfriend.
I don't have a boyfriend.
Another person.
You don't have a boyfriend?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin in front of the TMZ Hollywood tour bus in Los Angeles. So the question, can you sue somebody for defamation if they talk crap about you on social media? And everybody talks crap on social media.
If it's true, I don't think so.
Okay, but let's say it's not true. Is social media the same as when a newspaper, say, prints it?
I don't think so. I think it's just anybody can say whatever they want, so.
Is that right?
No, I mean, it's documented. If they're going to spread rumors about you, whether it's true or not, I believe that, you can get a defamation law.
Well, true, you got a problem. False, that's another story, going inside the courtroom.
Show me what you're looking at.
It's on my cell phone. I can
get it.
If you would like for me to
Take your time. Just show me the comments you're talking about.
Sure.
Is there anything they said that was anything other than opinion? If they lie about something, that's defamation. But when she says she's rude, that's opinion. When she says it was terrible, that's opinion. Okay. Juan says on October 4th, my girlfriend had her hair done by Nikki. Never again will I pay for such a service. Her service was October 2nd. So why are you assuming that that's her boyfriend?
Well, here's the thing. It may not have been that he may have did the review a day
And
or
then
two
where's
later.
also, by the way, Jordan is also October 4th. So maybe Jordan also wasn't happy, which doesn't make a difference to me in my ruling here today. When you put yourself out there and you're doing there's going to be people who are happy. There's going to be people who are unhappy. I have to be honest with you. When I see a vendor with nothing but 5s, I assume all their family members wrote the reviews. That's all I'm going to say.
I understand.
But in any event, let's talk about what's going on here. First of all, let's talk about what this is definitely not. It's not defamation of character for the reasons I've explained. Everything that she wrote, that you can prove she wrote, because these others aren't even on the same day, is totally her opinion of how her experience was. She has an absolute First Amendment right to express it. That is not to be confused with lying in order to affect somebody's business. So you need to get a thicker skin. Second of all, let's talk about your claim against her for $2,175. Say again why it is that you're entitled to not just your money back, but $2,000 more.
The migraines from having that
Do you have any
tape
medical
pulled
evidence
out.
of migraines?
I don't have no medical evidence of migraines.
Okay. All right. I'm going to rule in favor of the plaintiff in this case in the amount of the $175, plus, of course, your court costs in filing the case. That is my verdict.
Thank you.
Well, nothing on your countersuit, and the plaintiff does collect some against you for the work you did. You still proud of that work?
I'm proud, very proud of my work. I'm confident in what I do, and I stand by everything
What
that I
went
do.
wrong?
I
this
don't.
case?
I don't know. I just a dissatisfied
I
customer.
mean, it does happen, right?
It does.
You
It
can't have
does.
fives right across the board.
I would feel a little weary about going to a company that did have fives across the board. So it's okay. I'm good with it. And again, I stand by my work. So I wouldn't have done anything
All right,
differently.
Okay. All right. That's the way. All right. Step on in here. Satisfied how this comes out?
Yeah, I wish the judge would have gave me my pain and suffering, but
You want the $2,000 for the bad hair day?
yep.
How harrowing is it for a woman to go through this with hair falling out? It doesn't work out.
Terrible.
You look in the mirror and what do you see?
It's just terrible. I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, but you okay now?
No.
Harvey?
Yeah.
Okay, Kurt, so just so you know, if you state something as opinion, you are way more protected in terms of being sued for defamation than if you state something as fact. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now. Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we break down the latest AP poll and give you insights on my updated Power 36. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized, on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.
This is the plaintiff, Rosie Rodriguez. She says she and the defendant dated for a while back in 2011, and now all these years later, he still owes her money she loaned him. The guy even begged her for the money because he needed to buy a new car. She can't believe the defendant would actually try to get away with not paying her back after all she did for him, and is suing her former lover here and now for every penny of the $4,000 she's owed. This is the defendant, Moises Contreras. He says he was going to pay the plaintiff back, but she was kicked out of her house and had to move in with him and his parents. Instead of the plaintiff paying rent, she deducted the money from the loan each month. He thinks the plaintiff ended up cheating on him with another guy. They had a bad breakup, and due to all of the stress, he went blind for a few days. Bottom line, he owes the plaintiff nothing but a stern goodbye. He's accused of lousing up a lover.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. These litigants once dated. She says that he stiffed her on a loan and a car. But the defendant says he more than paid her back and she cheated on him and he got so stressed out he went blind. It's the case of the blind in a bind.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Rosie Rodriguez, you are suing your former boyfriend, Moises Contreras, for $4,000 in loans that you say you made to him throughout your relationship and that he has refused to repay, correct?
Correct.
Tell me what happened.
He is my former ex-boyfriend.
He's your present ex-boyfriend. He's your former boyfriend. He's your present ex-boyfriend. He's still your ex-boyfriend. For the rest of your life, he's going to be your ex-boyfriend. Go ahead. You were dating the guy for how long?
For 4 years.
All right. And how did you meet him?
In church. His grandparents are the pastors of our church.
Okay.
So
had you known the pastors for a while?
Yes, since I was a little girl.
All right. Was he part of the church too?
Occasionally. It's the the bad boy goes to church for the girl, you know what I mean? That kind of story. So he started going to church more after we met each other.
Okay. You don't have children together, correct?
No,
Okay.
I do not.
All right, so according to you, you want every penny back that you fronted for the guy for 4 years?
Every penny that I personally loaned out to him.
All right. Was she loaning you money?
Yeah.
All right, tell me about it.
Well, she loaned me money for a car, and I used that money, but then she got kicked out her mom's house. Well, it wasn't a
What was she kicked out of her mom's house for?
I guess because her mom didn't agree with me and her dating.
Why didn't her mother agree with her dating you?
I'm not sure what the exact reason is, but I feel like her mom kind of didn't think I was the right guy for her.
Okay. All right. So according to you, she loans you money to buy an Acura?
Yeah.
And how much money does she loan you?
I believe it was $1,500.
And what happened?
I bought the car, and then I had the car, and then I think it was around my birthday, she decided to leave from her mom's house because of the argument that occurred between her and her mother about me. She had nowhere to go, and then she was sleeping in her car and stuff like that. So then I felt bad, and I felt obligated because I was her boyfriend at the time. I took her into my parents' house. I spoke with my
You
parents.
took her into your parents' house. You mean your parents took her in, right? Because that's not even your house. All right.
Yeah.
So your parents take her in, and she lives with your parents and you for how long?
Almost close to a year. Wasn't really a year there because then we ended up moving out to my grandparents' house.
So wait, and the grandpa. So the pastor was having you two living in sin?
No. We
No,
weren't
it
living
was
with-
his other grandparents.
Oh, the other grandparents. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so, according to you, then what? All those months rent free makes up for the loan?
It was not rent.
I'm not talking to you. Do you have an off button? Because I'm in the middle of trying to ask. It's hard enough to get him to talk, but you can't answer his questions for him. You're not dating anymore. That was when you were dating. All right, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What was your question? I'm sorry, I got
Exactly.
Okay, so he's saying, hey, you know what? I mean, she lived for free for a year in my parents' house, so we should be.
No, just because you live with somebody while you were dating, that doesn't mean when you guys break up, the loan that you paid.
Right, but he's saying there's value to that.
There is no value. Somebody can put a voodoo curse on you all they want to, but it doesn't mean that they don't owe you any money. You gotta follow up with what you owe and take responsibility.
God, if I understood that, I would so agree. Going inside the courtroom.
What is your defense to whether you owe her the money for the loan? According to her, it's only $1,000?
It's $1,000
Okay,
for
got
that
it.
car. Then there was another car.
Okay, now we'll talk about that in a minute. So according to her, you still owe her $1,000. And your answer to that is what? What's your defense?
Well, I feel that I don't because the fact that instead of her paying rent, my debt was being paid off.
Did you ever pay rent?
Yeah, I've been working this whole time.
That wasn't my question. Did you ever pay rent
Yes.
to anybody? I mean, to the grandparents or to the parents?
To his parents when we were there.
You paid how much rent?
I paid $150 every month.
Did he pay nothing?
No, because it was his son. I was
right. Was he working?
On and off, and it was only part time, 18 hours. He really couldn't afford to pay rent. He'd only pay
So why'd you spend so much time with him? Because 4
I
years
loved
isn't
him.
4 months. It's a long time.
Yeah, I loved him. I did.
And what happened to change that?
I suddenly just woke up and I was like, what the hell am I doing?
Okay. Have you
me
been
a
talking
while.
to your parents all this time, or you don't talk to them?
Presently?
Yeah. I meant during the course of when you were dating him and they didn't want you to.
No, that's why I just woke up. I didn't want to jeopardize.
How long had you been not talking to your parents?
To my mom for a year and a half.
Wow. And you talking to her now?
Yes, I live with my mom now.
Okay. So, according to her, she was paying $150 every month. Is that true?
Yeah, in the beginning.
But that didn't in the beginning, and then what?
No, we didn't pay because it was an argument, and then we ended up moving out to my
Okay,
grandparents'
so
house.
what is your defense to the $1,000 left on the Acura loan? Because you admit it was a loan. That was never supposed to be a gift.
Yeah.
But I think what you were saying in your answer to the complaint is, but she lived rent-free off my relatives, so that works off my debt. Is that what you're saying?
No, I still feel like I do owe her that money.
Oh, that's funny, because that wasn't what you said in the answer to the complaint. All right, well, we got that out of the way. And then now we have another $1,400 for parts to repair. Is it a different car?
Yeah.
Different car.
The first one broke down, and the second, I ended up buying the second one.
And then that car needed repairs.
Yeah, I ended up crashing it.
You crashed it or somebody else?
Well, someone else crashed
Someone else did. And there was no insurance on it?
it. No.
Okay. So that car needed repairs, and did you have the money to repair it?
No, she helped me out with that.
Okay, were you supposed to pay her back for that?
Well, I did agree to pay.
Okay. So you agreed to pay for the repairs to the second Acura, and you agreed to pay for the loan she gave you to the first Acura. And what else? Did you ever contribute to your little household of those 4 years? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Contreras, how did you guys break up?
Well, it was her birthday, and then she decided to stay the night with her mom. And then from there, she said she wanted to move back with her parents. We were still together while she moved out, and then she started working, and I guess she met another guy. And I guess
How do you know she met another guy?
Because me and her were still talking at the moment. She let me know.
Well, had you broken up already?
Yes. I talked to him that I didn't want to be in a relationship with him, and I had met someone else.
Okay.
He was not my boyfriend, but we were
Did
just
you
talking.
take this well?
Well, I was still in love with her and everything, so then it turned into a whole bad breakup. I started bugging her, and it just came to an extreme
Like
level.
stalking?
No, I didn't start stalking.
Not as bad as stalking, but
No.
You weren't taking no for an answer quite yet.
Yeah, I was being stubborn.
And then what happened?
And then one day it was just too much. I ended up going blind.
Going blind?
Yeah, for 4 days, I think.
What do you mean?
Well, the doctor said that so much stress blocked my vision.
You couldn't see anything?
No, ma'am.
From stress?
Yeah, that's what the doctor said. So then he gave me anxiety pills to calm down and stuff like that. And then after I got my vision back, we both, from there, after a while, she said, leave me alone. So then I left her alone after a while. I woke up as well.
Did she ever ask you to pay the money?
She messaged me on Facebook, but I was very ignorant and upset still. So I decided to tell her that I didn't owe her a penny, that she left me in debt and stuff like that.
How are you doing now? You okay?
Holding up, I would say.
How long has it been since you see her?
A year.
You have a new girlfriend now, right?
Yeah,
You have a baby on the way?
currently.
I don't even know what that means. I'm not even-
Do not ask another question.
Ms. Rodriguez, let me tell you a thing or two. Day in, day out, I have to sit here and listen to women whine, and it's usually women who make decisions that they're going to do something that is stupid. And by that, I don't mean dating you. I mean money, money, money. You know what I would like to do? I would like you to eat your loans, because I think that's the only way that people learn a lesson. But I am a judge who is sworn to uphold the law. And therefore, when I have someone saying, I loaned the guy money, and someone saying, yes, I borrowed money and I'm supposed to pay it back and I haven't, yeah, you win. But you don't really win, do you? Because what you need to do is learn something out of all this. And the only way that people in your position learn something out of all this is if it hurts them, okay? Based on what I've heard, I'm going to order him to pay you $2,400. As far as all the little amounts between that, that's the pots and pans of your 4-year relationship, and I'm not touching it. $2,400, verdict for the plaintiff.
So the plaintiff does collect, but gets some stern words from the judge. You step right in here, the defendant. What's your feeling coming out?
I just feel like, I'm not sure. I'm speechless, honestly. But I do feel like it was time to come up with the truth, and the truth came out, and it's the best just to say the truth.
You don't seem like you're over her.
Well, I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen her. It's been a year, and I mean, I thought feelings were gone, but feelings are still intact.
All right, so step on in here. The judge wasn't too pleased with the way you handled yourself either, but you did win $2,400.
I didn't win $2,400. That's my $2,400.
So what was it like to be in the courtroom with him?
I just don't even want to talk about it. I'm disappointed.
Harvey?
You know, something tells me if these two get back together, it is going to be a disaster. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Azah Salem. She says she rented an apartment from the defendant, and once she moved out, he turned on her and is now refusing to refund her security deposit. If that man thinks she's just gonna go away quietly without a fight, he has something else coming to him, because she's owed her money, left the place in tip-top condition, and is here suing for the $3,000 she's due. This is the defendant, Joseph DeVito. He says the plaintiff's a little bit wacky because she caused extensive damage to his once pristine apartment, and he has every right to withhold her security to cover his losses. He feels the judge will agree, looks forward to a judgment in his favor, and simply owes the former tenant nothing. He's accused of not playing by the rules.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says her landlord turned on her. She left the place spick and span, and he docked her on security. But the defendant says she was like a tornado. It's the case of, as a tenant, you blow.
Thank you, Douglas. Ada Salem.
Hi.
Hi. You are suing Joseph DeVito for $3,000, the amount of your security deposit, which you feel he is wrongfully withholding, your former landlord here. Tell me what happened. You moved into the condo when?
June 11 in 2014.
All right, and you signed the lease?
I did sign
and the lease was supposed to end when? June 30th of 2015?
Correct.
Right? Okay, so what happens?
What happened when I tried to, he texted me messages around beginning or end of April to say if you need to renew the lease, it will be $1,600 versus $1,500.
Okay.
So I texted him back. I said, well, we probably going to buy a house, so I might not end up to stay there for another lease. I was very firm with him to say if I'm going to lose the end of my of June, did I pay June? He said yes. You pay the $1,500 for the June, and you also pay the security deposit, which is $1,500.
Stop. Is there a lease?
Yes.
May I see the lease? Is it your understanding that $3,000 is a security deposit, or is that last month and security deposit?
My understanding of the lease is that the $3,000 is security deposit.
Okay,
it's
let's
not.
see. Okay. It says it right here. You will deposit with us $3,000 as a security deposit.
And
so that doesn't count for last month's rent. You're supposed to pay last month's rent. So go ahead.
When I texted him on April 28th, and I asked him, so you are taking the $1,500 from security deposit toward June? He said yes.
Oh,
that was
did
the
you?
text.
I do not recall saying yes to that question.
Let me see the text.
Thank you.
My language is a little bit.
Sorry. Okay, so on April 28th, he reaches out to you and says, the 2 months may pass by quickly. I'm checking with you in advance. Are you going to be signing a new 12-month lease? So you say, so I am going to send you a month of May plus water bill, and June is paid already. Now, when she's saying June was paid, that's not accurate. How come you didn't tell her, no, it wasn't, that security is just...
I probably didn't say it in that text, but I did mention it in conversations. That
all right, either way, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. Okay, so go on.
So go on. Basically, this is the text. On April 28th, I went to my country to see my mom. She getting very sick. She had a shingle. And that's in Egypt.
In Egypt.
So I left May 10th. That time, we were closing on the house, which is we are moving
Did
to...
you tell him I bought a house? Nobody tells him?
I told him I'm going to buy a house.
Did you tell him once you'd bought the house? Did you keep him abreast of, hey, I have a closing date set?
I don't have the closing date on the maze.
Okay, stop coaching her. Okay, and see, you want to talk so much, come on up. This is who?
That's my husband, Hussein.
All right, husband. Okay, what's your name?
Hussein.
He's not actually on the lease, right?
No.
Okay, so when you're in Egypt, you're the one who is responsible for talking to him?
Yes.
When do you talk to him and say, hey, we're leaving?
I call him like 2 weeks before we leave, and he didn't answer. That's
okay.
like it
and
was.
You did not
like
leave a message?
I didn't leave a message.
Okay.
Because I thought he know, but.
Why did you think he did? You thought she told him?
Because he has a message. He knows we will go buy a house.
How do you wait? Do you understand that the fact that you told him, hey, we plan on buying a house, isn't notice that you're leaving on a certain day? When did you tell him we're out on June 1st? You ended up moving June 1st, right? All right. So you moved June 1st. You're still in Egypt, right?
Yes.
Yes. I came back in
June. You leave him in charge.
Yeah.
So
gives me a hard time to
I did give him a hard time.
I'm sure he has his fine points.
He has a power of attorney to close in the house and close in his own business. We were in mass in that time. My situation is I was in the good faith. He's going to do the right things.
First of all, when did you close on the house? Let me ask you, because you're the one who closed.
May 30th.
Okay, so you move the stuff. You tell him when that you're moving.
like 21st. It's like
Okay,
10
when
days
did
before.
he tell you, hey, we're moving June, at the end of May?
They called me 1 week before the move on the Memorial Day weekend. Nobody was willing to rent on such a short notice.
Because if you had been able to rent it by June 1st, then you'd go ahead and return that part of the money.
Absolutely.
All right. So, but now, why are you keeping the rest of the money? Because it's a $3,000 deposit. So where's the other $1,500?
Yeah, so in addition to the $1,500, there was some money due for a water bill use and sewer use.
Okay.
And then there was a number of costs for replacing a storm door that they damaged and took off of the building.
Okay, let's talk about the storm door. How was the storm door damaged?
The storm door, obviously, I did receive a text from Joe at the beginning of September to say the latches in the door is not working right. Finally, he fixed it.
This is all before it was broken?
Correct.
Do you have proof of that?
Yes, it's a text I printed out from my cell phone, but it's text.
Let me see it printed out. Hand it to my bailiff. So there's documentation prior to the storm door breaking that the latches on the storm door weren't working.
Correct.
Okay.
Regardless, it was a big storm happened. I have nothing to do with that. I did not damage the door. It was Mother Nature.
Was there a particular storm that caused it to?
It's Arena, I guess. It's the
call
big
it.
one with the wind in November, and the door it wasn't proper closed. And when the wind come in the morning,
What did it do to the door?
It takes the edge of the door, it takes it out. So it was hard to put it back on.
So you took it off?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
Did you tell
I think
him?
he came to see it and he recommended us to move it because it wasn't safety. My babysitter twice, she
there's a
fixed
series of texts. Hold on, I'm going to put you on hold there a second. There's a series of texts between the two of you about the storm door before the thing broke. Also, I noticed a storm door latch was broken. I will stop by Saturday or Sunday to install a new handle and latch.
Yeah, the latch is connected to the handle. It's part of the mechanism.
Okay. So why are you contesting what they say about how the storm door broke? Because if it is Mother Nature, they would not be responsible for it.
Okay, so the reason why I'm contesting that is because prior to this incident, the door had been left open on multiple occasions. They chose to keep it ajar rather than clasp it shut.
What are you suggesting, that during a storm they're going to keep it open? Do you have a picture of the door?
I have a picture of the door after they decided to take it off and put it in the garage.
Yes.
The top
Okay,
picture,
so what is wrong with the door? How was it destroyed?
it is ripped off the building. And
How do you suppose, you think he ripped it off the building?
when I came on the day of the move, they had removed the facade and the hinge assembly underneath the facade.
You have to have some evidence that the tenant broke the door. The door is in the garage, and you end up replacing it with what, a $1,500 door? It's a storm door.
The door cost was actually only about $400, and that's all I withheld from the deposit. After I installed it, I found out that Lowe's would not take the facade off. I gave them back $954, but after repairing the door and having to take time off of work, I found out that really they should have paid me over $1,000. But I did not pursue that because I did not want to waste anyone's time.
Can I see an itemization of what it is that you withheld?
Yes.
May I say something?
Yeah.
Honor, I got the house while it's still my previous tenant was still there. Mr. Joe DiVerdo have not washed the carpet, have not painted the wall, have not fixed the bathrooms. I have not mentioned that in the beginning. If I'm gonna follow in the lease, he have to also follow in the lease from the beginning with.
So do tenants typically respect the places that they rent?
No, I mean, you don't own it, so.
You a tenant or landlord? Are you own a house or
tenant.
Do you respect? Do you respect it?
I do, but probably not as much as I would if I owned it.
Okay, that was a real mistake to say on television. What do you think?
I treat my place that I rent like I own it, so I definitely, I respect it and I don't beat it down.
Okay, I kind of get it. Going inside the courtroom.
All right, here's what I find. I find that you do have to pay rent in June, okay? Because number one, 1 week's notice or 8 days' notice is insufficient notice.
It doesn't tell me how much you notice.
Exactly. And that's where I was going, okay? You decide that advance notice means whatever you feel like it meaning. If you don't know what advance notice means, ask. But in the eyes of the law, the notice is at a minimum 30 days. All right, so the $1,500 you're definitely going to owe. The water bill and the sewer bill, you don't complain about. You know that you owe that. But the rest of this stuff, I find that you are not able to prove that they broke the door. So that means that your right, what you have a right to keep was $1,608.94.
I already paid them.
Minus, what did you already pay them?
I sent them a check for $954.16.
Is that accurate?
I have not received it. Nope.
I have proof that it was delivered to our mailbox, and I have
Do you have proof it was cash?
I keep calling. They chose not to cash it.
We'll figure that out. If in fact it was cashed, then that's minus the $954.16.
Okay.
But the bottom line is that I find that they're entitled to $1,391.06. And before anybody leaves the courthouse, we're going to clear up now whether or not that $900 cashier's check. We have ways. Don't worry about it. All right, but we'll figure it out. But obviously there won't be double payment. Good luck, folks.
Let's get some comment from the landlord coming out of here. The defendant does have to fork over some money. No, right over here, looking this way. What's your reaction to this outcome here?
Well, I don't entirely agree with the outcome, but it is what it is. I'm going to have to move on and take it from here.
Were they good tenants?
I'm not going to say anyone's was necessarily good or bad. I don't think that'd be proper for me to say.
Head right around the corner this way. All right, so come on in here. You didn't get everything you sued for. Step next to me, and you satisfied? At least you're smiling.
Well, I always smiling. Yes, I am actually happy with the judge agreements because it was my fault. It did not give enough notice, so I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, proper notice would have been the right
Correct.
thing to do.
Correct, but we learn from our mistakes. But
well, if you had any final things to say, too bad. Harvey?
Okay, now, Kurt, we have talked about this before. When you rent a place, you should take pictures moving in and moving out. By the way, landlord, you too. Take pictures moving in, moving out.
Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we break down the latest AP poll and give you insights on my updated Power 36. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized, on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly, easier said, done.